הבאנו שלום, הבאנו שלום עליכם. הבאנו שלום עליכם.
私はモーゼだ。キリストではない。イスラエルの旅をエジプトから解放するためだ。My God。海を二つに分けて。
It is plausible to speculate that the ancient Hebrews and Arameans may have referred to themselves as Yamat or Yamato, meaning Yahweh's nation, further supporting the connection between their identity and the concept of Yahweh, their God. The city of Haran is located in the Togama region of present-day Turkey. In the mythology of the Japanese Yamato people, it is mentioned that they originated from a celestial realm called Hara of Takama, or in Japanese, Takama ga Hara. However, this heavenly realm is described as having mountains, valleys, and rivers, making it indistinguishable from the earthly realm. This suggests that the Yamato people may have actually migrated from another location on earth, possibly from the west. Zenjiro Oyabe, a Christian pastor and Shinto scholar, proposed an interpretation that Hara of Takama originally referred to Haran of Togama, where Abraham and Jacob once resided. This region was also in proximity to areas where the 10 tribes of the northern kingdom of Israel were exiled. The first Japanese emperor is called Jim. According to legend, he led his tribe from the west, that is Kyushu, Japan, and migrated eastward to establish the Yamato kingdom in present-day Nara, Japan, in 660 BCE. The Yamato people followed the Shinto belief system, and the imperial bloodline has remained unbroken, with the current emperor being a descendant of Jim. The Japanese emperor holds a role that combines elements of both a priest and a king, resembling the ancient Israelite priestly kings. The crest of the imperial family of Japan traditionally features a flower with 16 petals, commonly referred to as the chrysanthemum crest by the Japanese. However, it is possible that the crest was originally inspired by another flower, such as the sunflower. This crest bears a striking resemblance to those frequently used by kings in the Middle East. The Herod's Gate of Jerusalem also has that crest. The genealogy of the Japanese emperors and their chronicles can be found in works such as the ancient Japanese chronicles Kojiki and Nihon Shoki. Rabbi Marvin Tokeyer, in his book Nihon Yudaya Fuin no Kodaishi, published in Japanese by Tokuma Shoten, suggests that the genealogy of Japanese emperors closely resembles that of the tribe of Ephraim, which was a royal tribe of the northern kingdom of Israel, mentioned in the Bible. Although the names have been altered, the essential elements and structure bear a striking resemblance. Therefore, I believe this is a solid evidence that the Japanese emperor originally descended from the tribe of Ephraim. The other tribes of the northern Israelites also might have immigrated to ancient Japan. The first Japanese emperor, Jimmu, has another long and official name: Kamu Yamato Hihare Biko Sumera Mikoto. In Japanese, these words do not hold specific meanings. However, Joseph Heidelberg provides an interpretation of the name as Hebrew words: Kum Yaumoto Ivri Bekor Shemerom Malchut. According to this interpretation, the name signifies the king of Samaria, the noble founder of Yah's Hebrew nation. According to the book Lost and Found, written by Rizbek, the main population of Kyrgyzstan in Central Asia belongs to the tribe of Manasseh, one of the 10 lost tribes of Israel. The Kyrgyz people have various traditions that are believed to have originated from the ancient Israelites. As part of their folklore, the Kyrgyz people often recount the following story. We, the Kyrgyz people, and the Japanese people were once brothers. In ancient times, there were 2 brothers. One who favored meat ventured into the western mountainous area and became the Kyrgyz people. The other, who preferred fish, journeyed to the eastern sea and became the Japanese. This tale is recorded in our ancient chronicles known as the Manas epic. Interestingly, the Japanese also have a similar legend about the 2 brothers. One favored meat and he was known as the Mountain Happiness, while the other favored fish and he was called Sea Happiness. The Kyrgyz Manas epic further states, many brigades fleeing the Kitai became the Japanese. The land seemed good. The island named Shimon. It appears that these brigades departed from Kitai, that is Manchuria, crossed the sea and settled on an island named Shimon. It seems it is related to that the Japanese people called the Japanese archipelago Yashima. It is possible that the term Shima, meaning island in Japanese, originated from Shimon, and Yashima denoted the island of Yahweh. These settlers were considered the brethren to the tribe of Manasseh. Who was the brother of Manasseh? He was Ephraim. Consequently, it is suggested that the tribe of Ephraim and potentially other tribes eventually reached Japan with emperor and Shinto. Zenichiro Oyabe, in his book Nihon Oyobi Nihon Kokumin no Kigen, provides a detailed explanation of the similarities between Shinto customs and those of ancient Israel, mentioned in the Hebrew Bible. According to Oyabe, Shinto bears resemblance to the religion of ancient Israel across various aspects. One of the fundamental teachings of Shinto is purity and impurity. For example, individuals who come into contact with the dead are considered unclean and must undergo a purification period of 7 days. This concept aligns with the ancient Israeli idea of impurity. The core principles of Shinto revolve around serving God and people with a pure heart and leading a clean life. Late Rabbi Eliyahu Avichail, the leader of Amishav, a research group in Jerusalem focused on the lost tribes of Israel, discusses the descendants of the lost tribes along the Silk Road in his book, The Tribes of Israel. The final chapter of his book specifically addresses Japan. Rabbi Avichail visited Japan 3 times for research, and during his second and third visits, I accompanied him and his team to provide assistance. They visited various Shinto shrines and found that the shrines consist of 3 parts: the outer court accessible to everyone, and holy place accessible to certain individuals, and the Holy of Holies accessible only to the high priest. Rabbi Avichail noted that these structures resembled Moses' tabernacle and the temple in Jerusalem. In the Holy of Holies within a Shinto shrine, there is no idol present. In Shinto, the belief is that God is invisible, and the tradition does not involve the creation of idols. Instead, a round mirror or a gohei, that is, a wand with hemp and paper streamers, may be placed inside the Holy of Holies. However, these objects are not considered idols, but rather symbols to signify the sacred nature of the space where God descends. This parallels the practices in ancient Israel, where the Holy of Holies in Moses' tabernacle contained 3 holy treasures: the tablets of the 10 Commandments, Aaron's rod, and the jar of manna, all placed within the Ark of the Covenant. These treasures were also symbolic representations and not considered idols. Japanese Shinto has a portable shrine called Mikoshi or Omikoshi, which bears a striking resemblance to the Ark of the Covenant from ancient Israel. Both serve as a movable sanctuary, referred to as Mikdash in Hebrew, representing the presence of God wherever they are carried. Atop the Mikoshi, there is a legendary celestial bird known as Ho-Oh, symbolizing the union of male and female as it spreads its wings. Similarly, the Ark of Israel featured 2 cherubim with outstretched wings. During the procession of the Mikoshi, the Japanese people often chant Essa, a phrase that has been passed down through tradition without knowledge of its meaning or origin. Interestingly, this term translates to lift up in Hebrew. Additionally, they occasionally utter the phrase En Yara Ya without understanding its significance and meaning, but it bears resemblance to the Hebrew words Ani Alel Yar, meaning I praise Yah. In the Japanese imperial succession, since the time of the first emperor, there have been 3 sacred treasures handed down. These treasures consist of a mirror, a sword, and a bead. They are regarded as extremely sacred and are not made accessible to the public. While few had had the opportunity to witness the mirror, some individuals claim that it bears inscriptions resembling Hebrew words. Speculations suggest that the inscriptions could be read as I am, in Hebrew Ashel Yehiye, or light of Yahweh in Hebrew, all Yahweh. Additionally, the bead among the three treasures is shaped like the Hebrew letter Yod, which can be pronounced as Yar, a shortened form of Yahweh. Ise Jingu, located in Ise City, Mie, Japan, is considered the foremost Shinto shrine. In ancient times, it underwent multiple relocations within the Kinki area before finally settling in Ise. However, even after settling in Ise, the shrine continues a tradition of periodic reconstruction and relocation to neighboring lands every 20 years. This practice bears resemblance to the tabernacle of ancient Israel, which was portable and moved during the Israelites' journey through the desert after their exodus from Egypt. Both the tabernacle and Ise Jingu are constructed using wood, and the simple architectural configuration of Ise Jingu bears many similarities to the tabernacle. The Jewish Encyclopedia notes that the Holy of Holies in the Jerusalem temple had 12 steps at the entrance, and similarly, the entrance to the Holy of Holies in Ise Jingu features 12 steps. In the Israeli tabernacle, there was a curtain separating the Holy of Holies from the holy place, and similarly, there is a curtain between the Holy of Holies and the area where people can pray at Ise Jingu. These parallels in structure and rituals between Ise Jingu and the ancient Israelite practices are intriguing and contribute to the understanding of cultural and historical connections between different traditions. The priests of Ise Jingu all wear white robes with hats, waistbands, tzitzit-like fringes at the edges of their hems, and ephod-like cloth. They resemble Levite priests who served at the tabernacle of Israel. One of the Ise Jingu's originals in its relocating times, Kono Shrine, located in Miyazu City, Kyoto, near the Japan Sea, holds a fascinating legend associated with its origins. According to the legend, in ancient times, there was a ladder connecting heaven and earth, and gods were ascending and descending upon it. Kono Shrine was constructed as the house of God, and the ladder eventually fell down, forming the Amano Hashidate sandbar in the sea, which is renowned for its picturesque scenery. This tale bears resemblance to the biblical story in which Jacob saw a ladder between heaven and earth in a dream, with angels ascending and descending upon it. Jacob referred to the place as the house of God. The story of Abraham and Isaac is also preserved in a Shinto festival. Suwa Taisha, located in Chino City, Nagano, is a shrine situated at the base of a mountain known as Moriya, which shares its name with the Temple Mount of Jerusalem, also called Moriah, that is Moriah in Hebrew. Around 4,000 years ago, Abraham brought his only son Isaac to the land of Moriah and attempted to offer him as a sacrifice there. At the front shrine of Suwa Taisha, there stands a building called Jukendo, which strikingly resembles the tabernacle of ancient Israel. In Jukendo's Holy of Holies, the Mikoshi Ark is placed on the day of festival, April 15, in the western side, mirroring the arrangement of the Israeli tabernacle. The Jukendo house matches the Israeli tabernacle in terms of size, orientation, construction, and purpose. In the Jukendo, a boy was bound with a rope to a pillar of about 1.5 meters long and placed on a bamboo carpet. A Shinto priest brought his knife down towards the pillar, creating cracks just above the boy's head. As another priest arrives on horseback, accompanied by the loud ringing of bells, the boy is freed. Subsequently, the boy rides on a horse and is celebrated by the local community as the source of their blessings. This ritual mirrors the story of Isaac, who was bound with a rope and placed on a pile of firewood for sacrifice. When Abraham lowered his knife, an angel intervened to prevent harm. Isaac became a symbol of blessings for nations. Today, Suwa Taisha annually performs a simplified version of this festival known as Ontosai, or Misakuchi Festival. Prior to 1871, the complete ritual was carried out. The term Misakuchi is believed to be derived from the Hebrew words Mi Itzhak Tin, meaning from the story of Isaac. After Isaac's release, Abraham discovered a ram caught in a thicket by its horns and offered it as a sacrifice in place of Isaac. Abraham referred to the ram as the one that God had provided. Similarly, during the Misakuchi festival at Suwa Taisha, they had conducted the sacrifice of deer until 1871. In ancient Japan, there were no sheep, which may explain why they utilized deer, a kosher animal, instead. They sacrificed 75 deer, but every year they would find a deer with a split ear. This particular deer was considered special, believed to be the one that God had provided. It's possible that the ram sacrificed by Abraham also had a split ear due to the thicket it was caught in. I used to wonder why 75 deer were sacrificed at Suwa. Furthermore, Suwa Taisha used to perform 75 ceremonies every year, showing a clear preference for the number 75.